There's one question that burns in the back of every single person's mind who has dealt with this. Why do I keep going back to pornography, even when I told myself I was done? Even when I said, this is the last time? And the answer is gonna surprise you. Because the choice, it's not really a choice. The decision was never really up to you. Let me explain it. You and your brain are not the same person. It sounds weird, but stay with me. You can want something with everything in you. You can mean it when you say that you're done. You can genuinely hate what this habit is doing to your life. And your brain does not care. Your brain doesn't care about your goals. It doesn't care about your fears. It doesn't care about you or what you want your future to be like. Your brain only cares about three things: familiarity, predictability, and keeping you safe. Now, that's actually a really good thing in a lot of areas in your life. Think about driving somewhere. You might be texting, which you shouldn't be doing, but you might be changing the music, you might be eating something, you're navigating through traffic, you're speeding up, you're slowing down, you're braking, you're accelerating, and you get to your destination without even really thinking about it. And you didn't overload your brain because it's automatic. Your brain learned the pattern and it just handed it off to autopilot. That's your brain doing exactly what it was designed to do. It's a pattern building machine. But here's where it turns against you. Your brain's number one job is to protect you. And part of that job means it doesn't like whenever you feel bad. So if you're stressed, if you're bored, if you're overwhelmed, if you're lonely, if you're angry, if you're sad, the second one of those emotions shows up, your brain kicks into protection mode. It says, I need to make this person feel better right now. Here's a catch. Your brain is lazy. It doesn't say, let's go to the gym, that would help. It doesn't say, oh, you know what, let's call a friend, let's do something productive. It wants to make you feel good as fast and as easily as possible. So it reaches for cheap dopamine, scrolling, fast food, vaping, alcohol, and the most powerful one of all, pornography. And the scariest part about this is it works. The moment that you give your brain that hit, the moment you start watching, it feels better. The stress drops, the boredom disappears, that loneliness fades for a minute. But then you crash, and then the shame hits, and then you feel worse than you did before. And your brain actually filed that experience away, and it said, hey, you know what, that worked. We felt better for a little bit, so we're gonna do that again next time. So now picture what happens when you follow that same loop hundreds of times, maybe even thousands of times. It's not a choice anymore. It's an automation. That's the exact reason why you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm done, I'm never gonna do this ever again, and then relapse that same day at 2 a.m. laying in bed when you're bored, you're half asleep, and you didn't even realize what was happening. That's not weakness. That's not a lack of discipline. That is an automatic pattern running in the background of your brain. And it doesn't ask for your permission first. You weren't making a choice. Your brain was following a program it had been building for years. So this is exactly where neuro reprogramming comes in. Because here's the good news, okay? Yes, there is good news, and this is important. Automatic patterns, they have to be triggered, which means if they can be seen. And if they can be seen, they can be stopped. And if they can be stopped, they can be replaced. That's the whole game here. We're gonna go behind the scenes and find out exactly what triggers you. We're gonna figure out exactly what starts the loop, what emotion starts it, what situation sets it off, what the pattern looks like from the very beginning. And then, before the automation even gets a chance to run, we're gonna cut it off. We're gonna interrupt it. We're gonna install a new response in its place. So instead of feeling stressed, getting the urge, going to pornography, it goes, you feel stressed, you recognize the system, and then you do something else. And it's not through willpower, it's not through discipline, it's not through fighting, but it's through learning and through building a new automation that your brain learns over time. Because your brain isn't the enemy. It's actually your best friend. It just needs to be pointed in the right direction. And once it is, that same beautiful machine that built this addiction becomes the machine that sets you free. So we're gonna go a lot deeper on this inside of our coaching, but if this clicks for you, if something in here just made sense, then I can't wait to see you on the call. If you haven't scheduled a call yet, go ahead and schedule a call below. But if you have, then I cannot wait to break you free.